Thanks, Rach. You've got a lovely parting today.
You've got a lovely parting.
I don't know what to say. I'm weird with compliments, aren't I?
He's like, you look really nice. He's like, happy birthday. I've got sweet fingers now.
If you try and script it, you'll stutter.
Okay.
Because you're trying to read or something, you're like, hello, welcome to episode 6. Rachel, if you fucking keep that in, and that's it. Hiya, I'm Kyle Castile, and welcome to That Salon podcast.
That Salon podcast. That Salon podcast.
Hello and welcome to episode 6. Thank you again, guys, for watching. And we're going to be doing things a little bit differently this time, and you're going to find out in a second. Abby, over to you.
I'm actually hosting today.
And I'm the guest.
Yes.
She's doing a great job.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Enough.
She's a natural.
I'm really not. Right, okay. So I'm going to actually start off with some quick fire questions. So we all want to know about Kyle, sorry. So, what's your name?
Linda. My name's Kyle Castile.
Okay.
Which I hope you'd know by now.
Yeah, we all should know that. I know this, but what's your celebrity crush?
My celebrity crush. Sorry. I'm not going to say it's a crush because I have now eyes for no one.
No.
But someone who I absolutely love and could watch all day is definitely Ryan Reynolds. And he's all right.
Do you know he only lives like 10 minutes away?
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he bought Wrexham FC, didn't he?
Yeah.
Right. We're not going, what's it called after it? We're not going shopping, Cheshire Oaks. We're going to find Ryan Reynolds.
Do you know where his house is? We know where his house is. Drove past it the other week.
I think that's a good plan.
I already know where his house is. Jokes.
What do you hate about work?
You. No, I don't.
I think he does.
No, I don't. So the probably thing I hate the most is, and especially coming from TikTok where I do big transformations, is every single client has that expectation, even for the girls that come in. Like, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and it might not work for you, and clients sometimes just have to fucking deal with it.
Yeah. What's your natural hair colour?
Blonde. I am blonde. But my armpit hairs say ginger.
And we'll do another one.
You're supposed to do them all.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
All right, okay. What's your favourite colour?
Oh, well, you're asking an hairdresser this question now, so it's a bit of an awkward one, isn't it? So it's like a bluey green, but it's more blue than green. It's the colour of my eyes. I don't know if you can see. But
It's like turquoise.
like a turquoisey colour, yeah. It's my
Like this?
favourite. Yeah, like that.
Okay. And what's your job title?
Fucking hell, what isn't my job title at the minute? Podcast host, master stylist, educator, teacher, same thing as an educator really, innit? And I'm pretty much everything in a nutshell. Like I had a meeting the other day and they turned around and it's like, right, okay, so because you're an influencer, I went, influencer? I was like, am I? Okay then. So basically I'm a celebrity.
Okay. Where do you want your ashes scattered?
I want my ashes scattered at the House of Castellis.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful. So I can haunt you all every day and say, your files have bled in the corner of your ear. 10-1-2.
You bitch. And what's your favourite takeaway?
Oh, I'm a fat bitch, me. But to be honest, I had it again last night. Stacked. 10-10. Best burgers I've had in my life.
I do like it, but I feel like it's very greasy.
Throw me some grease at me, babes. I'll rub it on me and go under some bed after it.
Gorgeous.
You've lost track of which questions you're at because you've tried to mix it up, haven't you?
I have. I thought I'd spice it up. What's your best TV series?
Oh, so it's got to be between Walking Dead or Wentworth. Handmaid's Tale, I do like it.
You've gone
but
off
it's
it,
a bit
haven't
heavy.
you?
Handmaid's Tale, yeah. I'm watching people getting fucking kidnapped and kept in and like, I'm not being funny, right? And maybe it's because I'm not a parent, I don't get it. How many times you need to go and try and rescue your kid that don't want rescuing?
Just keep me here.
Yeah, just let her stay there. She's absolutely right.
Oh, I love it. What time did you get up this morning?
6:30, but laid in bed till 9:15 and panicked that I need to pick Isabel up.
I keep saying her. I think that's it, innit?
I don't know. You've got it in front. Yeah.
It's literally there.
I think I've done them all.
Right, favourite takeaway. What do you do? What do you hate at work? What time did you get up? Who's your celebrity crush? What's your favourite colour? Where you going to get your ashes scattered?
I've done them.
Yeah, you've done them. Brilliant.
I've done them all in my own way.
So we're 27 minutes in now.
5 hours.
But we're on
later.
take 1 though, so that's really good.
Amazing.
Abby, you smashing it. I did 33 takes my first ever
I
intro.
feel like I'm sweating. Right, so now we're finished with the fire questions and so many erms.
I love it. I just took the word quick out of the
I know.
quick fire questions.
How relevant.
How's your week been this week?
Oh, well, as you know, all my days seem to blur into one. I'm actually feeling spoiled this week, because I've got actually 3 days off work.
Gorgeous.
I feel spoiled. But earlier this week, I got railed in work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And when I say railed, I don't think it is what you mean. It means by clients. It's just been another chaotic week. But as you know, we're recruiting. So I've been
Yes,
doing
we
a lot
are.
of time with that. Yeah. So if you need a job,
Holla.
holla. How's your week been?
Great. It's been all right, actually. I'm actually quite tired this week. I know you
Yeah.
always say about, yeah, but I'm actually quite tired.
Yeah.
Really tired. But it's been a good week. Do you not think it's really mad where we've got to now, though?
Definitely. Insane. Like I always say we've got 30 staff, but Gemma likes to correct me all the time that, no, there's 28, Kyle. 5 people have left.
Yeah. Gemma
don't
always says
notice.
it. She said it the other day in the car. She was like, we actually don't have that many people. I was like, do we not?
Do we not? Yeah. But no, it is crazy where we've got to, especially from where we started out in little shitty Bronzatos.
Oh my God, that shop.
It was awful, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was like the smallest little window, low sunbeds, and it was just horrendous.
We had one little shitty
I
window.
know.
Yeah, so our Bronzato came about where was... So I've been in and out of hairdressing for years. Abby trained as an hairdresser, and you didn't really do much of it after that, did you?
No,
It was
not
carried on
really.
a mobile. So I seen a salon was for sale on Facebook. Good old Facebook marketplace. So I just thought to myself, do you know what? Fuck it, I'm going to go for it, make what I can out of it and see what I can do. But at the time, I was in quite a corporate high stakes job, wasn't I? So
Yeah, you was,
I
yeah.
couldn't just leave a job that was paying me 40 odd grand a year to go and open a salon. So I thought, who do I know who can do hair, who I can trust, rely on, and probably isn't the career where she's going to excel in her life? And I thought, Abby. So I initially rang Abby, right, when I seen it, and I went, Abby, do you fancy opening a salon? She went, nope, absolutely no way. Nah, I'm not doing it. So I was like, right, okay, back to the drawing board. So I'm sat there thinking, who can I trust, who can I rely on, and all that. And I'm not joking, 3 hours fucking later, she rang me and went, I've walked out my job. I'm coming with you, we're doing it.
I was having a really bad day.
Yeah, so she just fucking got up and walked out. And then where did we go from there? What happened then? You went and did a couple of shifts there, didn't you? Before we took it on.
Yes, on the sunbeds.
On the sunbeds, yeah.
doing the sunbeds. I was literally there all day.
For free.
Yeah, for free, doing nothing. And then eventually I started copying you doing hair.
So, as I said, Abby didn't really do much within hair. So we had our opening day, right? And I remember thinking, like, Abby, at the time, and maybe I was a bit naive because Abby's like, yeah, I'm trained in level 3 hairdressing. And now I know the difference between a level 3 trained hairdresser and an hairdresser. Totally different things out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
100%.
buzz in, we're going to go in, we're going to go fly in. And then literally we did the first stock order. And I'm like, right, we need some grey coverage colours. And I can see it just glazing over her face like, what? Right, we need some toners again.
Right.
Deer in headlights, fucking grey and sweating in the middle of salon services. So we did the first stock order and it was opening day. And I think we used to open like 10:10 then, didn't we? Do you remember?
It was a shift and a half.
It was a shift. And then we had the opening day. I was doing hair, and I remember Abby going, like, oh, right, so Kyle, this lady wants a balayage, this, that, and the other. And like, so how do we go about it? And I'm looking at her going, oh, fuck. So I remember taking Abby in the back and I said to her, this is word for word. I went, just copy what I do. Do not let on that you don't know what you're doing.
I felt so much pressure that day because I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
You just didn't have a clue,
No,
did you? Yeah,
no.
that's why it's then important though when you finish your training, you need to keep at it because if you don't, it's like starting from day one again, isn't it? So first shift comes up. How Abby had not made people bald was beyond me, but it was very, very successful. There's actually a picture of us laying on that little crappy couch, isn't there?
I still have that somewhere. Yeah, I still
day
have
one.
that somewhere.
Find it and we'll put it on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll find it. I've still got it.
Yeah, so that had been... It's our 7th year in business this year, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. And why do we keep bouncing? Like I keep noticing on the camera that my foot goes...
My hands are like this.
So yeah, first day was amazing. But what would you say was the worstest part about owning that shop, which was Droylsden Clayton?
Crackheads.
Yeah, it was definitely crackheads.
Crackheads coming in to use a sunbed.
Why would they be using the sunbed, Abby?
To warm their arms up.
It was literally to get the blood pressure higher so the veins would be up ready to be stabbed themselves with. Now listen, business is business and money is money. You want to come warm your veins up on my sunbed to spend your money? Let's go. No problem.
Do you remember that woman that come in on the sunbed and we had to knock on?
Oh yeah, she was in there for like, I think about 3 hours and we couldn't wake her up. We literally couldn't wake this woman up. So she was asleep when she like, oh, I fell asleep on the sunbed.
And then she come out and she went, excuse me, can you stick my eyelashes on? And I was like, this is the worst day of my
She used to
life.
come with them crusty lashes, didn't she?
She had about 10 layers of mascara on. I thought, what?
However, though, if you're out there and you're watching the podcast, I hope you're thriving. And I hope you've learned to
you're
stick your
doing
fucking
well.
lashes on, yeah. I'll never forget once, right? So me and Abby, when we first started out in business, right, the person who we bought the original business off, like we got screwed, didn't we? Like badly screwed. Like me and Abby borrowed money left, right and centre to first of all get the business. Then we borrowed money to try and get it up to a tradable standard, didn't we? And we just got robbed. Very naive, didn't really know what we was doing. But we did it, didn't we?
Yeah.
So like the sunbeds that we bought that were already in there, there was the most crustiest, oldest sunbeds you'd ever seen in your life. It was like something fucking Back to the Future. I'm surprised they didn't actually take people back in time. I'm really, really
like
surprised.
a time machine.
And then this one time, right, so me and Abby are busy doing it. We couldn't afford a receptionist, so we'd literally have to stop filing, wouldn't we, to go in.
Yeah.
To pay for like people on the sunbed. And then I'm sat there and I'm thinking, so after I've put these files in, which back then it took me like an hour and a half to put files in, I remember going, that woman's been on there for a long time, you know. The acrylic fell off the sunbed and had a trapped on the fucking sunbed. It was so bad. I mean, the sunbed was turned off, but she was like, help.
We had to like open the door while she's in there and she's like, I'm stuck. I was like,
with the titties out and everything. It was so
titties out.
help. Oh my God, do you remember? I'm not going to say the name, but do you remember our very, very first staff member? Not my mum. Don't say the name because she's a lovely woman.
I do.
Do you, Rachel?
Absolutely do.
Right, I was going to tell you the story. I'm not going to say her name because she was an angel, but
She was an
my
angel.
God, she fucking also had some issues.
Can I just say before you carry on, was she kind of a cleaner?
Yes.
Yes.
I remember.
Yes.
That's her.
So she was our salon assistant at the time, and it was basically her job to serve on the sunbeds, wipe the sunbeds down and all that. But I feel like you didn't know what person you was getting, did you, when you come into work?
I think she had about 5 personalities as well.
Or about 54 coffees before she started work. So like I'm a nice boss, mate. Wouldn't you agree? Like I'm a good boss. Like I invest in my team and I do everything I can for them and give them the world. But like when I used to go into work, I'd go, morning to her, and she'd drop to her hands and knees and start scrubbing the skirting boards. I'm like, fucking hell, she's eager. You know what I mean? Like Jesus Christ, 10 out of 10, love, crack on. But then, like, there was a few times, and like, she'd start work and she'd pull me in one of the sunbed rooms and she'd be like, Kyle, can I speak to him? Like, yeah, you remember this, don't you? Because you was doing air and you turned the music up. So she took me in the sunbed room. So I'm like, hiya, is everything all right, lovely? Like, do you need to speak to me? And she threw herself on the floor, screaming, crying like I've just shot her in the face, going, you're going to sack me out. I know you're going to sack me. I'm like, I've not even fucking give you your first pay yet. Like, do you know what I mean? Why do you think I'm going to sack you?
I felt like she was taking off a tunic at the same time.
Yeah, she was. She were. She got undressed. She took her uniform thinking I was going to sack her. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like,
get dressed.
Yeah, but then I started thinking about my delivery when I asked people to do things. And I know like I can be blunt and direct, but like, where did you get you was being sacked? From me saying, oh, sorry, I nearly said a name then. Sorry, can you make this client a brew? Like, what? Where did you read from that going, you're going to get sacked in the morning? Like, I just never ever would. But anyway, she decided to leave. I just don't think... There's just certain people in that are just not ready for the workforce. They've got a bit more work. And I think she needed probably a bigger company that could offer a more catered support and getting her back into work. Whereas we was only little, weren't we? So we couldn't do it. And then my gorgeous mum came along.
Yeah,
didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my mum was very, very hesitant when she first joined us. Just because... Throughout my younger years, I've always classed myself as an entrepreneur. First, I'm a hairdresser, but secondly, I'm definitely an entrepreneur. And I've never, ever said no to an opportunity.
No, never.
Have, and I never will, because I don't want to be 90 years old and sit there and go, fuck, I wish I would have done that.
Yeah.
Whereas I'd rather be 90 years old and go, I went bankrupt 4 times, but I recovered.
Yeah. We're okay.
We're all right. So when my mum joined us, you could see that she was like, I don't know, Kyle.
She was a bit unsure, weren't she? Like,
she just used to me being erratic, wasn't she? And like, oh my God, I'm doing this. Oh my God, yeah. Because before this, I've been an hairdresser first, then I was a paramedic, then I managed call centres. Do you know
what?
Yeah. And then I went back to doing hair, which was like me holy grail, and I've never left it. And then I've been to uni 3 times now, but I finished.
Yeah.
I finished.
Yeah.
So I can understand my mum's hesitantness, but when my mum come, like, you realise she brought the calm and the structure that we didn't know we needed.
Yeah, she did, actually.
Yeah, she did. I think because me and my mum were very similar people, but my mum thinks a little bit more ahead than I do.
Yeah.
Whereas Abbie thinks 12 years ahead. Yeah.
I'm quite a negative person when it comes to... Not negative, but like I just... bring you down.
Yeah, I think of, oh my God, we're going to be millionaires, and you think, oh my God, my kid's not going to eat.
Yeah, that's the balance we have. I mean, it's a good balance, but...
Sorry, I'm going to burp, so I'm just turning away from the mic. And then from my mum, when she joined, we took our first junior, didn't we? I'm not going to say a name either.
I'm trying to think.
Right, 1 minute.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. Wow.
So, explain a little bit about this junior, what she was like.
She had a lot of attitude. Oof. She thought everyone was out to get her. Everyone was going to start on her. Everyone was going to start coming into the shop. Yeah. And she was going to punch everyone's head in.
Yeah, that was literally it.
Yeah.
She was the type of girl where you thought, wow, her hair's beautiful. Wow, her eyes are really, really blue. Or I love her outfit. And she'd be like, what are you looking at? Do you know what I mean?
Do you remember that time when someone went past the shop and she's like, what they gonna do? What? Come on then, come in. I'm like,
they're just looking at the salon.
They're literally looking inside because we're all doing beautiful hair. You want to kick their head in?
Calm your tits. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then we took our second junior. So I can speak about this person because I've mentioned him a lot on the pod.
Okay.
Summer.
Oh yeah,
Summer was our next, wasn't she? So Summer, I'll just give you a bit of background on Summer. So Summer speaks directly to me on a bit of an emotional, soulful situation, just because school wasn't the right setting for me. I dropped out in year 9. If it wasn't for my uncle having a salon, I have no idea where I'd be today. And Summer was the exact same. So I thought, right, this is my penance now. I've got to give back that karma now because that opportunity was offered to me and I've made a success out of myself. Yeah. So now I need to do this for this girl. So this 12-year-old cocky girl has started at the shop. And our mum would work there too. I think to help though when Kathy worked there, didn't it?
Yeah.
Because Kathy could give that discipline and that, right, listen, no, you can't do this, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time though, how do you integrate a 12-year-old girl into an adult world?
Yeah.
It definitely come with its challenges, didn't it?
It really did, yeah.
It really did. Because we were trying to discipline her and be like, no, Summer, you can't do that at work. Then mum would be like, she's a 12-year-old kid.
Yeah, you can't tell her off.
Yeah, so we went back and forth like for a few years. But Summer though, now... despite her attitudes and how much of an head case, I never gave up on that kid.
No, never.
Never, ever gave up on it. And now she is a full-grown adult, thriving and an amazing hairdresser.
Yeah, she really, really is.
Yeah, and she's just got engaged.
Yay!
Lesbians.
I'm not gay.
No. But yeah, and then, oh my God. So we inherited one staff member, right, that we probably forgot to mention. And I'm not going to say her name either. Why do you not remember anyone?
Oh, right, okay. my brain's like a fish.
So we inherited this staff member and Jesus Christ. She was stunning, wasn't she?
Yeah,
she was so
beautiful.
talented at what she did. But a fella tried to put a brick over my head.
A stone.
Stone. He did. So, because I'm not the campest of people, like... when I get close to girls, I think the fellas sometimes can have like a lapse of insecurity, if that makes sense. Because I think, who's this guy who's named a girl and, you know, he's pretty fit, which I am. And then like when I'm texting him saying, "Hey babes, don't worry, see you tomorrow, gorgeous, blah, 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 blah." I can assure you, I am not into that.
He's not asked.
I'm not. No, like, I'm not like, and I'm never going to change the way you be because your fella's insecure.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So this one day, my mum and Kathy stood outside. I hear all this commotion going on, like right, screaming and shouting, and I'm like, "Oh God,
we're just spoiling."
Someone was trying to come in the shop to kill me, and I didn't even know. They were trying to come in to put a
He's
brick
outside
in
with a freaking brick, wasn't he?
Yeah, but
where is he? I thought, oh my God.
Because I texted his girlfriend saying, "See you tomorrow, gorgeous." Like, I can assure you, I'm not into girls. Like, I can appreciate a beautiful woman, definitely.
Yes.
Like, I spend all day, every day, women who want to improve the look. So I can look at a woman and go, "Damn, girl, you was on fire." But I'm definitely not interested what's under your briefs.
No.
No, definitely not.
No, we've seen too many of that as well. So
Yeah. Oh God, I remember Emma who was on the last episode. No, not last episode. A couple of episodes ago. I'll tell you a story about her, and I'll be moved toward and share about showing her Falula to the world.
wow, that was a day.
So then we was in that shop, wasn't we, for quite a while.
Was it a year or two?
No, we definitely went. I think it was just under a year.
Was it?
Yeah. So the person who we bought the shop off, when I say bought the shop, we bought the business, not the building.
Yeah.
So we still rented the building off this said person. If people who are listening, I did a wanker symbol in my hand. So when we bought the business off her, she said, so in our lease, it initially said we had the whole building. Then all of a sudden they started changing the goalpost, didn't they? And it was like, okay, so upstairs isn't ours. No, not asked. We didn't use it anyway. Then she said it was going to be her son's estate agents, didn't they?
Yeah, it was changing from one thing to the other, weren't
and then
it?
all of a sudden, the girl who we said worked for us, who boyfriend tried to put a brick on her, things went a bit awkward from that point, didn't it?
Yeah.
Then she's turned around and said that she's going to rent upstairs to her and turn it into her own salon. So I'm like, whoa, hang on a second.
Got to walk through our building.
So you've got to walk through our salon to
Our
get
business.
to someone else's salon. Nah.
It's not happening.
Like, it's conflict of interest.
No,
Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't dream of doing that to anyone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Ever.
but she was thinking about putting a full-on salon, like hairdressers,
Yeah, no.
all that
So at
jazz.
that point, things started to turn sour for us, didn't we? Really, really badly. So I'm going to be honest and transparent with you. So we wasn't in the shop long, but it came to an end very, very quickly.
Yeah.
So luckily for us, when situations started turning, my sister-in-law at the time worked for New Charter.
Yeah, she did, yeah.
So she worked for New Charter. Not many people know this, but New Charter have shops.
Yeah, they
Why am I
do.
telling you like you didn't know you've had the shop with me?
I know.
So when we started noticing things, I asked Chloe, didn't I, to get on it and start looking for shops for us. Anyway, luckily it materialised, didn't it?
Really
so
quick, actually.
Yeah, really quick. So we was looking to move quickly to the Ardenshaw shop. So when you hear of the Ardenshaw shop, you now know that's a New Charter shop.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Really missed that shop.
And I missed that shop.
Oh, it was a beautiful shop.
That was my home. I still miss it now.
Yeah.
It's in my heart. So this one day, so I'm just going to say, right, even though me and Abbie wasn't very business-like people at the time, and we was very naive, and we didn't really know what we were doing, we was finding our feet, one thing we did do is that we robbed Peter to pay Paul, and all that our bills were paid.
Yeah,
wasn't
definitely,
They were paid.
We
no
was
matter
always
what.
up to date with that.
We would rather go home and take no money after working all month to make sure them bills were paid.
Yeah.
That was as simple as that. Are you having fun with your mate there, girl?
Yeah. What were you?
So anyway, this one day, it's really, really strange. So I think I left my coat or something at the shop or whatever that I've gone down in a day we was closed. So as I've gone down, we was gone down, the bolts and everything was still in the shutter locks. So I've opened the shutter locks and I've gone in like that, and I've gone to turn the light on, the light didn't come on. So I'm like, oh, it might have tripped. So I went round the shop and I went to the trip box and I'm like, oh, okay, it's
Not working.
it's not working. So I'm like, I wonder what's happened. So I went upstairs and there was a handwritten letter on the reception desk saying, hello, this is Eon. We took the meter out for non-payment of your bill.
Who leaves a note for Eon?
Well, first of all, the bolts in the key was out and not cut, so they must have had a key to get in.
Yeah.
And he was the only person who had the key.
Yeah, because
the
you rang
landlady.
me and was like, have you been in the shop? I was like, no.
So this conversation actually didn't start like with Abby. So I rang Abby after I worked out what's gone on, and I thought, right, we're not recovering from this at the shop.
No.
So I sat there and I went, hi Abby, you okay? And she's like, yeah, you all right, mate? And I'm like, yeah. I went, are you excited for work tomorrow? And she went, why? I went, because we're at the new shop. It's
Oh my
literally how
God,
it
the
went.
anxiety.
So we had 24 hours to finalise that new shop, didn't we?
Yeah, we had we had Laura, didn't we? Her nan, her mum, her stepdad, probably her kids. We had everyone. We had every person to help us in that 24 hours to move.
Yeah, because I mean, like most businesses, if that happened to somebody, they would have failed. I mean, do you know what I mean? It wasn't even later that we learned. We actually learned that planning permission went in for our building to be turned into a HMO before this happened.
Yeah.
I mean, because at the time, like, me and Abby are looking at it going, what do you mean? So I'm like, to Abby, I'm like, are you sure we've paid the bill? And she's like, Kyle, I'm on the online account now. There's no outstanding balance.
No.
And Eon would not
leave a
you
letter,
a handwritten letter.
No, they would send you out something on post.
Yeah, you'd have been given warnings and all sorts.
Yeah.
So anyway, we've done this massive shop move, didn't we? And then we literally opened up the next day, didn't we? We did our clients the next day in that Ardenshaw shop.
We had no choice. We had no
choice.
electric. We had to close that down. We had to find a new shop, and it would just...
And I think that's probably one good thing about me is that I think I have the ability, like Emma said she was psychic. I'm not saying I'm psychic, but I actually think I can see things 10 steps ahead.
Yeah.
So like as soon as I notice things starting to sour, I'm like, we need to make moves.
Yeah.
Like we need to do something now. And if we didn't do that, we would have finished then. That'd have been it.
That would have been us closed.
Done. Yeah, finished. Yeah, nice knowing you. See you later. I'm never doing hair again. So when we opened in the other shop, Ardenshaw, it was amazing because like the first time ever, we had the space, didn't we, to be able to take people on and really start to grow what we have today.
Yeah, we weren't shuffling bums to each other or
we
touching bums.
Because me and Abby literally had stations about a centimetre apart. And like with me and Abby now, like we can walk into each other and I'll feel a boob on my shoulder and we just carry on.
Boobs just chilling on his shoulder.
We're just like used to being in each other's personal space. So when we moved to the Ardenshaw shop, we took who was our first staff member?
Was it Amy?
It was Amy, I think it was. Was it Amy?
I think it was.
Yeah, because Laura left. Laura's now back. But I'm sure she's probably due to leave and come back again. So we moved over to there, didn't we? And it was like, I don't know how to put it. It was when we was at Bronze Artos, because we bought the business to someone else, and the person we bought the business off was a landlady. I never felt quite like it was my shop.
No, it wasn't. It was like, well, it just didn't feel like it was ours. But when
I
we went
felt like a manager of someone else's shop, even though it was our shop.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It just didn't feel ours. Whereas not Bronze Hour, when we actually turned to Evolve.
Yeah, Evolve. Yeah. So we the name behind Evolve and why we turned into Evolve were. So there was a lot of people controversy, and it was more or less the own landlady, to be honest with you. It was like, oh, because they're not paying their taxes, they're changing the name. No, love, we called ourselves Evolve because we was evolving from you in that shitty situation. Yeah. That's what it were.
Yeah.
Like we were sole traders anyway. We could call ourselves anything we wanted.
Yeah.
So we got in there and like it was such a beautiful, nice space, wasn't it?
Yeah, we could put our own touch on it.
Yeah, and it was just the energy the shop had. Like even Rachel, producer Rach, she even said before that she misses that shop. Like it was just...
I mean, it was haunted.
Oh yeah, oh my God. Yeah, it was haunted. Remember I tried to start a TikTok of the haunted salon?
I found that the other day. Yeah, it's got so many views.
Yeah, hasn't it? I'm going to keep coughing, sorry guys. So the shop was haunted. Isabel, you would have simply never gone to work.
It shouted Kyle.
It did.
It shouted Kyle.
It shouted me. So that shop was like the first time in my life where I felt like, wow, this is my own. Because like even before this, I've had businesses. It's always been like my ex-partner or the person who was with at the time that has been very much the influence on it or the investor on it. And I've always been like the back step. So the first time I thought, right, so out of me and Abby have a good balance when we're in business. So Abby's more the softer nurture and I'm more the hammer. And I think we've just agreed we're like that, aren't we?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. We had to go. Rachel needed to wet a lettuce.
And I needed a drink.
Yeah.
I was thirsty.
Yeah. So where was it to? We was talking about the Ardenshaw shop. Who came with us. So we had Amy at this point, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah. So Amy will be on the pod eventually. Definitely. She will be. But when Amy started, every single one of the girls that I've taken on, I've always been out of industry for a long time, haven't they?
Yeah.
Because I personally think these girls who've never felt like they were good enough or whatever, if you invest in them, give you the time, you've got lifers and you've also got a family then.
Yeah, we've got a really good team though.
Yeah, we
just
have.
due to that.
Whereas Amy was told, she worked quite a prestigious salon in town, and she was told because she was a big girl, she'd never be successful in the industry.
I think that's disgusting.
It's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas Amy's been one of our most strongest, loyalist hairdressers, I think we've had from the get-go.
Yeah, she's been an OG.
Yeah, so we had Amy, then we got, how do I put this politely? Our first problem staff member that really, really, really taught me how to manage people. Well, actually, no, because I fucking failed miserably managing it. Didn't I? Like, miserably. So she was an handful, right? She had moments where she peaked as a really good hairdresser, but most of the time it was problem after problem after problem after problem, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm not even going to go into it that much because I think she was going through an hard time in her life, wasn't she? And I don't want to expose that having a hard time in your life means that I'm going to judge you for it and you can't work here, because that wasn't the case, was it?
Really wasn't.
Because I should have let go when the first few issues happened, but I didn't, because I don't like giving up, do I? I have to keep going.
You never give up on a person.
No, not just because they've got a few demons. No. But though, she was an all right hairdresser, wasn't she?
Yeah, she actually was, yeah.
And do you know what annoys me? All right, so we had a junior at the time. So I actually wasn't in this day. It was Abbie holding up the fort. We had a woman who come in for a scalp bleach and tone with a junior. Abbie, I'm going to let you carry on telling this story because I have not stopped talking shit and you're the host today.
Not really a good one, but yeah. So this woman came in for a scalp bleach of our junior at the time. She puts it on. She's like,
basically, it's when people have done a day in college and think they're hairdressers and they're not.
Yeah, so she's like, you're not doing it right to the junior. You're not doing it right. I want you, meaning me, to carry on my hair, or I refused this person to do my hair. And I was like, well, I'm currently filing. She knows what she's doing. She's qualified. Like, it's not the end of the world, basically. And she's like, no. So I was like, right, okay. I'll finish with a few files and I'll carry on. I'll wash you off, because at this point it was due to be washed off because she was panicking that it was overlapped, but she had about that much root, so it overlapped a little bit because she was still learning. But it weren't at the end of the world. She did it with a low percent.
Could just be scraped back.
Yeah. So anyway, I go to wash her hair off and I was like, where is she? She's all in the back with a backwash, washing her own hair off. And I was like, what the hell? So I was like, no, let me do it. And she's, I'm backtracking now. What happened there? What happened?
So,
I'm very
so
forgetful.
Abby's gone to go and wash her hair, and this woman's already washing her hair off. She's effing and jeffing, screaming and shouting in the middle of the shop floor, saying basically that this is not the service she was expecting, so on and so on, and walked out.
Yeah, she was calling me all sorts because she said, oh, you're shit.
Whereas in, like, just to reset the record straight, if you're booking in with a junior stylist, right, who is still training, they're not going to be as fast. They are fully supervised. So Abby, at this point, we'd had the shop for a while, so Abby's skills were like up there now. So she was fine. But this person probably already had a bit of an insecurity that she was booked in with a junior stylist. That's probably where the trust went.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas if you are going to book in with a junior stylist, you need to have room for error. And I've said this before. If you're looking for a 10-10 out the world, oh my God, breathtaking results, then you need to book in with a senior.
I think a lot of people book in with a junior though, because
it's cheap.
Yeah, it's a cheaper
It's
price.
cheap,
You think they're going to get a really good result, and they're really not.
It's almost like going to McDonald's and expecting Michelin star.
Yeah, and you're not.
And to become a Michelin star chef, you have to be a commis, you have to be a normal run cook, you have to be a sous chef, and then you go to be a head chef. It's the same as hairdressing. Yeah. So it's exactly the same principle. So she's got in there with that attitude, but this was like our first client drama. Yeah. Wasn't it? So you was like, blah, 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 like not knowing how to deal with it, and moved on from there. So anyway, this junior ended up not carrying on hairdressing because of that situation. Yeah. Because she felt like it was too much. It was too much stress. She already fell apart, and it's a shame, really. Yeah. It's a massive shame that she fell at that first hurdle. Yeah, it was because she was actually really talented as well. Like she pulled out some beautiful work. Yeah, she did. And it was only because that one client thought she was a hairdresser herself. Yeah. And then we had our first business drama then, didn't we? So our first business drama is obviously COVID-19 when that hit. Oh my God. Yeah, like I actually thought everyone was bullshitting me. I was like, remember you guys scaremongering, like you was wearing masks before you was asked to wear masks. Like coming to work with masks, I'm like, don't get too close to me. I'm like, I think me being me is that I don't take things seriously until it's here. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like till it's in front of my face and I'm like, right, now I've got to deal with it. Because I'm like, they can't shut the country down. How can they shut everything down? How can they just tell everyone to stop going to work? Like, that had never happened. It was crazy. And it fucking did. Yeah. Like, it was so scary. I remember, I think I was on FaceTime to you, and I was laying in my bed, and I was laying in my bed and the telly was on, and I'm like, and then Boris come on and he's like, yeah, we're putting a lockdown. And I went, they're actually doing it. I'm like, they're actually fucking doing it. Like, we can't work. Like, I wouldn't believe it, would I? No. So anyway, we had a few weeks off work, didn't we? And we realised how serious COVID were. Well, Abbie realised how serious COVID were. It took me a while to come round to the idea of it, though, didn't it? Like, of how bad it was. Yeah. So I carried on working. I'm not going to lie. Like, I see now how dangerous it be because I've had people who who were close to me who lost their lives, but through COVID. But at the time and that, though, I still don't think we knew enough. Like, the country was divided, wasn't it, in between, we're being scaremongered, and they're like, oh my God, you're absolutely disgusting in what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I think I was in the middle, and I was like, I'm fit and healthy. I'm only going to do people's hair who are fit and healthy, and they're not ill, and I'm not ill. Because we didn't know then about them not carrying or anything then, did we?
No.
So we had...
Tell you what, my roots were more disgusting. I had to come in, I didn't care.
So we had a back door at the shop, and I just thought, I'm going to do my nearest and dearest, and my close, and my family and friends. It's not like the public. It's like Rachel, for example. Rachel came, but at that point, Rachel was no longer a client. She was my friend.
Yeah.
So we could have that agreement and that understanding and that risk level of saying, we're going to do it. Do you know what I mean? You wasn't being arrested. So, God, I feel like I'm going to get loads of backlash for this. But yeah, I worked through COVID.
Yeah, you did.
I think everyone did. I think not everyone. I think a lot of people.
You had to.
Yeah.
You
How
didn't
are you
live.
meant to survive?
How was
Yeah.
it meant to survive? Yeah, because like me and Abby had only had the shop for like 18 months
Yeah,
or
it
whatever.
wasn't long, was it? that
No,
you had
like
the shop?
we wouldn't have got grants and all that like everyone
No.
was getting. Like we got the local government council ones. Do you know what I mean? But like, then Abby's like, oh, buzzing, I can't wait for this grant to come through. And I'm like, Abby, we've not paid rent for 6 months, mate. It's going on that.
Can't wait for your next days.
Yeah, like, who's going on that? But to be fair though, I've got to admit, like from me and Abby setting out in business, like I said, we borrowed a lot, and then we got screwed when we opened the other shop because like there was things that we couldn't take because we cemented in the floor. So me and Abby was like in the red quite a lot with the debt. We was paying the debt, but it would have been nice not to pay off that debt, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So we got them grants. It was almost like, right, okay, so we've managed to pay the bills, we've managed to get everything sorted, and now there's money left to pay the debt back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Finally.
So it did, in a way, the end result of COVID and lockdown was a positive thing for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we would have still been paying that debt off now.
Honestly,
it
we
was 8-year
would be.
loans.
Yeah,
wasn't
we
they?
was.
Like,
Yeah.
we would have been paying that debt off now. So it did.
It come as a blessing.
It did come as a blessing, definitely. And then through lockdown, right? So we had cameras in the salon through lockdown. So when we worked in the shop and stuff, we did notice quite an odd things happening, didn't we? Like, we'd come in one morning and the chairs were flipped over, and we're just thinking, oh, fucking, we never thought anything of it, did we? Like, a lot of people
I
blame
got
me, and I'm
blamed.
like, I've got in work after you. Like, how was it me?
I got blamed once when you come in. He was like, Abby, why are
Oh my
the
God, do
tea,
you
coffee, and
remember when-
sugar?
Yeah, no, that's when. So I was walking around the shop, right, because the girls were in work the night before. And I'm like, oh, they've not cleaned the scruffy bitches, blah, blah, blah. And I'm recording around the shop, like showing Abby.
Oh, you
everything they've
remember
left.
this?
So I sent Abby the video. Abby's completely ignored the state of the shop and gone, oh my God, why the fucking is everything on top of each other in the kitchen? Everything was stacked on top of each other, like the tea, coffee, sugar, knives and fork holders, everything like that, wasn't it?
Yeah. I thought you was joking.
I didn't even
was
notice
like,
it.
Kyle,
Then I'm in the shop
why
on my own.
have
I've gone,
you stacked
no.
everything-
I'm waiting in my car. Someone else to get there.
Everything was stacked. I was like, Kyle, why have you stacked? You went, I haven't. I was like, go on the video. Everything stacked together. The spoons were in a circle.
Yeah. But
It's so
it was
weird.
weird, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I still don't know to this day if anyone was playing a trick on us, but the stuff that come after it as well was weird. So my nana used to be a bit of a medium when I was younger, so I've always been very, very open to it,
Yeah.
whereas a lot of people haven't. So, sorry, I keep coughing. I hope I'm not getting fucking ill. I'll be devastated.
COVID's coming back for you.
I could do with another lockdown, Rachel. I'm not going to lie, love. Like,
Need the grant.
I could do with another one. This guy needs a
some new
rest.
hair extensions. She needs a grant.
Yeah. So,
You don't, by the way, Abby, they're beautiful.
Thank you.
she has got a platinum lens.
Platinum lamps, gorgeous.
So I sent that video, and then lockdown happened, and we didn't really think anything of it, did we? Because like we'd be doing hair sometimes, and like a bead would be thrown at us, like an
Do you remember
extension
when
bead.
Jane got chucked off the
Well, I'm
chair?
going to come to that because that's when we come back.
Oh,
So through lockdown, the cameras run. So when I say I worked, I wasn't working 5 days a week. Was it? It was maybe
No.
like once or twice a week.
he was sending out freaking
Oh yeah, colour packages. Yeah, to do their own routes in boxes. I listen, make money. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? We've got bills to pay. So when we come back from COVID and that, no, it was when we was in COVID, the emotion alerts kept going off all the time, didn't we?
Yeah,
but I didn't
no
think
one's in
anything of it.
there.
I was like, the shutters are all, the doors are locked, no one's broken, and I stopped looking at it. So obviously, as a month turned into 2 months, 2 months turned into 3 months, however we was in long lockdown for, I thought I was just bored one night and I'm going through it, and oh my God, there was like figures walking past the camera. The lights were being turned on and off, and somebody was shouting my name. So every time I listen to that video now, I still can't hear my name. but everyone else can hear it as clear as anything.
I've got it's on TikTok, you know.
Yeah, I know it is. I made an account for it. I tried going big, but no.
It does have it on there, the TikTok. It literally, it sounds like it's saying Kyle.
Yeah, so there was that figure running past. There was loads of orbs all the time. The lights coming on and off, like the shouting that was happening in the shop. Anyway, I posted it on Facebook and it went a little bit viral on Facebook, didn't it? And we had like famous mediums asking if they could come in and spend a night there and things like that, after lockdown was done. So our first week of being open from lockdown, I've already been in, I've put my fucking safety tape on the floor, ready to rock and roll, good to go. Oh, by the way, from that point, Abigail, the business partner, would never open the shop. And I used to get stressed at her, saying that she had to open the shop. So she'd sit in a car for 45 minutes and wait for the first staff member to get there because she wouldn't open the shop. She wouldn't.
I did not want this haunted priest to come and get me.
Yeah, it wasn't a priest. He worked at a doctor's surgery. It was a doctor. It was Tom.
Yeah, but it was scary.
It wasn't a fucking priest.
I forgot what it were. Someone told us.
Yeah. Oh, Isabel's just showing me she's found the TikTok account of that I started.
Oh, it's scary.
Yeah, so we opened up. We took on quite a few more staff. The team grew quite a lot from COVID because I think a lot of people did a lot of training, didn't they, in COVID?
Yeah.
So we had this new demographic of staff that we could take on. And Sheree, who's still with us now, our little manager. I'll say manager, she's assistant director, actually. She started, Emma started. Emma, the fucking loon that you've seen on the other episode. We started it off and we weren't going to tell them how wanted it were. But then people started noticing.
Yeah.
So, like, things were being moved. Things
Clients
were being tipped over.
moved.
Yeah. So we had Jane, who still comes to us now. Her and Emma. Emma was just sat there doing her hair, wasn't it? And a chair got picked up and threw with her in it.
Yeah.
Like,
honestly.
In the middle of the day, all of us were just there. Like,
didn't the mug come off as well? She just holding a mug and it just come off.
Yeah, she might have just threw that at you though, being pissed off like, bitch. Like, I don't know. But she physically got threw out that chair.
Yeah,
and
she
it was
did.
mad. And yeah, I've never seen anything as much as that in my life.
No, it was so scary.
It was scary. All the girls then knew it were haunted. Then no one would work in the fucking shop by themselves. And then we had a client. So this client called Irene, she was advanced in life, let's say, and she come in and she was a lovely woman, wasn't she? So she was from that area. She'd lived there like 60, 70 years of where she were. And she told us that she knew who the ghosts were. And before we was a salon, it was a doctor's surgery.
Yeah.
So before the war and things like that, like a doctor's surgery was like, you didn't really have hospitals, did we? Because hospitals is where you treated people in masses, and it was like, that was it. So you went to your surgery and you got treated at home, you died at home. But anyway, it was one of the staff that worked. It was a lad called Tom, and apparently he'd been dealing with something, and as he's dealt with something, he's fell over and he's broke his neck. So that's apparently the ghost that was there. Like, I wasn't scared of him. I felt it was more mischievous than anything.
I was petrified.
Yeah, I did quite miss him, actually. I do.
Please don't
miss
bring
him.
him back.
I do.
I feel like Kyle's going to go and collect him and bring him to our new
Well, I think he come to see us at the new shop when we first opened, but we'll talk about that when we get there. So yeah, all the girls were petrified. No one wanted to deal with it. No one would work there late. So it'd always end with me locking up by myself. But yeah, so do you remember just before we moved shop? Remember Biscuit?
The cat.
Yeah.
Scruffy cat.
It was a cat that was 24 years old. Wasn't it?
We got very told off though.
Yeah, we thought he was homeless, right? So he used to come see us every day, and like, I honestly, I thought he died a couple of times because he'd get there in a position, he'd go, and he just wouldn't move. Like, you would be able to see
scruffy.
him. He was so scruffy. Like, he was bald in places. Can you imagine Isabel now with that? Isabel would have fleas. She would. She'd be sat there with this fucking cat. But the cat though, like, I wouldn't be surprised if he's still alive, but looks dead. It was like The Walking Dead a bit, wasn't it? The cat.
Yeah.
Like, he'd mama go, he'd try and meow. So yeah, he used to come see us every day. We thought he was a stray cat, so he became the salon's cat, and he was there for a few months. Anyway, this one day, this woman's coming and she went, "Can you stop feeding that cat?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?
Homeless.
Like, who's it? It's an homeless cat." She's like, "No, it's my cat. He's 20,000 years old, and he gets fed enough. He's on a specific diet and all that." We've never seen him again, did we? It was dead sad that.
I know.
So sorry, we just had to brace ourselves a little bit because I think Abby still has a little bit of resentment towards me for this period of time. So for the first time that we've ever been in business, we actually managed to build a little bit of money up. And when we've been in the Ardenshaw shop where we moved to, we've always just like bided our time or made use of what we've got, didn't we? We've never really managed to spend any money on it. So when this money got built up, we was like, right, we need to put it back into the shop. Let's do it. So Abba spent weeks and weeks and weeks planning, designing, having flower walls built, having the like all wood paneling done in the shop and
New flooring,
everything. I think in total it was about 10 grand that it come to, which was more money than what we fucking had.
Yeah.
To do up the shop, and it was beautiful. And then literally 3 weeks, was it? 3
Probably,
weeks from
yeah.
it being finished. So bear in mind, I've made all the staff have time off and like lose out on money and everything for this renovation. 3 fucking weeks. Kyle just happens to look on Facebook's fucking marketplace again and sees a shop that I really wanted. So I've seen this shop that I really, really wanted, and within 3 hours, Abby was in a car and was going to view it. Do you remember? So we've gone to go and view it. We've built up the team. And then this shop was perfect because it was big. It was in a better location. Well, I can't say location. Duckingfield's rough, mate. Like,
Ducky
it's
Flats.
fucking rough. But it was just everything that we thought we wanted at the time.
Yeah, it was bigger. We had more room. There was
a proper kitchen, not a cubby hole with a sink and colours in it. It had everything we wanted, didn't it? And it put us on a scope of being like, sorry, I can't breathe. Put us on a scope of being like, wow, shit, we're making moves.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like we was playing one way, like we were just dealing and making do with what we had.
We wanted to grow.
Yeah, we wanted to grow, and this was like, holy shit, this is the big time now.
This is the shop.
Yeah, this is an actual physical shop. So me being me, walking around to the landlady and the landlord going, yeah, I want it, it's fine, it's done. So Abby's like got anxiety from the off. So this was shop move number fucking 3 now. Do you know what I mean? Like, have a day off, Kyle and Abbie, Jesus. So we've decided it was happening. It's happened very, very quickly again, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And like, all I remember is so we had Kirsty with us at this point, and Kirsty had just qualified from being a junior to a stylist, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she had all the balloons in the old shop, didn't she?
Yeah.
And stuff when she qualified. So Kirsty, obviously she's been a junior for ages, and it's like, I know I hate to say it, I respect my juniors a lot more than what other salons do. Like, I actually treat them as stylists in a way, because I let them have their own clients, I let them have their own base, I let them work where they need to work. Whereas in a lot of other places, juniors can be a bit of a skivvy, can't they?
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I still have expectations of juniors because it's a rite of passage. You do have to do the run sometimes, and you do have to clean up a bit more. Do you know what I mean? Like, you do have to. It's a part of the training of understanding how a salon needs to be cleaned.
Yeah.
So I think because Kirsty's just come out of that and she was a stylist to the other juniors, she was a bit blunt. Do you remember the drama of moving day?
Oh, is this between
Here and
Kirsty and Summer?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So we was moving, and Kirsty's like, right, trying to be like fucking Sergeant Major, because she is though, isn't she? She's very structured and
She's
regimented.
like, we've already got a coffee.
Being dead sassy. So the girls are nearly fighting on moving day. I was moving over to this new shop. Anyway, we moved into, so this is a shop we're currently in at the minute. So we've gone into it, and it was all just very, very white, wasn't it? It was very clinical. It was a lot bigger than what we needed and stuff. And like, this is the first time in my life I thought, wow, I've made something here. Do you know what I mean? Like, the team is growing. Buzzing. Yeah, we was absolutely buzzing. So I think, and about that time and all, is that people started to respect us in the industry. Yeah. Didn't they?
Weren't this little tiny shop anymore.
No,
we was getting bigger.
Yeah, it was getting bigger, and especially in Tameside.
Yeah.
Like, other hairdressers now was knowing who I were, and
Yeah.
knowing who you were, knowing who the shop were. And I was a bit like, right, okay, so this is a bit of a platform now, so we have to do things properly. Actually, before we actually, I seen this, it's mad this, because Abby will remember this. Before we seen this new shop, it was like it was meant to be. And I think that's why, because Abby can be my reign sometimes. She'll be like, no, Kyle. And I have to work on her a few weeks. She eventually goes my way. But I do have to work on her a while. So anyway, this dream that I had the night before, so it was called Evolve at the Audenshaw shop.
Oh, yeah.
And I had a dream, and I was like, it's so mad, because obviously my surname's Castile, her surname is Ellis. So I had a dream that we had like this shop, and we had loads of staff, and it was amazing. It was called the House of Castellis.
And I loved
Castellis.
it.
So it's like a combination of mine and your surname. And she was like, oh my God, I love it.
Straight away.
I think because I seen that shop the day after, that's why she was like, yeah, because she had the vision that I had in my head.
Yeah.
I got goosebumps when I said that. Like, I had this dream in the House Castellis, like. So I was like, we're doing it, and it's the House of Castellis, this is it, the hot, blah, 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 blah. And no, we didn't change the name for tax purposes, despite what you bastards say on the
kept
post.
saying that,
They did. Or folded another limited company. It was like, we're fucking sole traders. We can't fold one.
We're getting bigger and better.
Yeah.
We need a better name.
Yeah, we need a better name. Because it was like, every name always had something like Bronzado we inherited, Evolve. I wanted that to be our revolution. And then when it became the Hawk, I was like, this is it now. This is where we stay. It's the Hawk. I'm ready to put our names on it and say, this is us. That's where that came from. So the Hawk now has sentimental meaning to us, doesn't it, the name? Like, if I ever did fold a limited company, it would be very similar. I'm joking. So yeah, that's where we became. And that's where I think if it wasn't for this shop where we are now, I don't think we would, like, because obviously we've won Tameside Business Awards multiple times. Yeah, we've had podcasts reach out to us to come film there and stuff on Rachel's other projects. Where I thought I was a fucking celebrity for the day. But it's put us on the map a little bit, hasn't it? Like, that shop has done big things for us. So then we've grown from strength to strength again. Kyle's ADHD Kyle's ADHD ideas, but yet to fail. Just saying, just yet to fail. So we decided, didn't we, that we needed a bigger space again. And we loved where we were. We loved everything about it. So we decided, and we didn't know this, so in our mixing room, like we had, it was a little cubby hole, and it was like a doorway, but it was like a dead doorway, if that makes sense. So it's almost like, it was like an indent in the wall, wasn't it, like that? Yeah. And it had like the old tracks on it for a sliding door. Yeah. So I was thinking, why would you need a sliding door on something like that? So anyway, the landlord's come out for something, I can't remember what it were, and he was in there and he was like, do you want to see the cellar? I went,
it's
fucking cellar? I was like, the cellar? We've got a cellar. Do you know what I mean? No. Before we go on to that, I want to backtrack a bit about Tom. Sorry, ADHD. So Tom the Ghost. So our first day in that shop, right? So they had people who lived in the flat upstairs. The first day we've worked and all that, and we've been and gone. And then she's come in. Do you remember when she come in? And she was like, yeah, what time was you working till last night? And we were like, probably 6, 7. And she was like, right, was anyone trying, like, see if you had a back door or anything, or trying to figure out another entry point? And we're like, no. Don't know why that'd be. And she's shown us a video of her door handle going like someone was trying to get in. Do you remember? Yeah. Like someone was trying to get in, but she had people. Well, obviously we've got that door now. That's our back door. So I forgot about that. Said she's going to the people and there was no one there. And every time she went back up the stairs again, it was like someone was violently trying to get in her door. So I think that was Tom trying to follow us.
Please don't.
Nothing's ever happened in that shop since.
Actually, nothing's happened.
It's never happened. What? Do I? Yeah. Oh. Well, as far as I'm aware, nothing significant happened to make me go. No, I feel dead safe in there.
Yeah, I feel safe in there.
I felt real self-ignored and showing me. I'd fucking had a game of cards with Tom, no problem. Do you want to drag me vape, Tom?
Get back off him.
So anyway, sorry for jumping to that. I just wanted to let you know that was probably like, even with all the video on the CCTV footage, I thought it's never scared me. That scared me when she showed me that video, because I thought someone's trying to get access to her home there and there's nobody there.
Yeah.
Like, that was
so scary.
So anyway, back to the cellar. So we found out we've got the cellar. And I'm like, so obviously my ADHD mind, I can see Abby walking away already before I start pitching ideas to her with fucking stress levels. So I'm like, we could use that space. Like, we need somewhere bigger, blah, 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 blah. So I've been to university, right? And I'd stressed to become a hairdressing teacher, because my ultimate end goal is to have an academy where I can give a real approach on hairdressing, because teachers out there now, and this is no dig, and I've worked at big colleges as well as a teacher, they're all very much teaching the basics, and you're often out, then you fail in industry and you don't want to do it again. That's what happens. I want to change that narrative. I want to come out there and be a real person. I don't want to give you the impression I'm a teacher and like, right, class, let's do the register. I'm going to be like, listen, it's shit. Yeah. But you can do better, and I'm going to show you how. Do you know what I mean? That's how I want to be. I can't wait to have my first review off Ofsted. Like, you can't tell a learner he's shit, and I'm like, I can. So
you are shit.
So anyway, so every time me and Abby have expanded, it's always been for, right, okay, Kyle's put all this hard work in now and all these late nights and all that towards an education space, but it's never fucking materialised, has it? It's expanded. Yeah. So then my brother Cade, obviously, he's been the best tattoo artist I've ever seen. He was not happy in his workplace, was he? No. So I'm like, right, well, actually, I've just discovered we've got a cellar. So I want the cellar. So then Cade is then, we're like, right, I'll come. So then we got the salon renovated, didn't we, downstairs into a tattoo studio. And yeah, it was good. It served its purpose. Well, it served its purpose for him. My brother's a bit different from me. Cade is very, very straight and narrow. Whereas in me, I'm like, if I can get away with it, I'm doing it. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not a criminal, but like, if I can get away with something, I'll get away with it. Where in Cade's already planned the next 12 months of paying something.
Yeah, he's very organised, like,
and serious.
Yeah, everything's by the book.
Yeah, whereas if my TV licence didn't send me a bill, you're not getting it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Sounds about
I've
you.
got beef for TV licence. So yeah, so Cade is very much like that. So he's very, very structured. Whereas, and I'm like, oh, but the stairs are a bit uneven. Just tell your client to be careful and have a couple of signs up and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, these stairs need to be 90 centimetres equal, blah, 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 blah. That is just what he's like going it. And he's just proper. I don't know where he's come from because me and my mum are exactly the same. Like,
I don't know where he's come from.
I don't know where he's come from. So he was in there for a bit. And then I was like, right, no, I bet we've gone off narrative again. Like, we need this education space. And then the woman from the flat upstairs moved out. And I'm like, I want it. I'm like, I want it. I want the flat.
More anxiety.
Yeah, so Abbie's got more anxiety again. And I mean, at this point, though, the team was at like 20-something.
Yeah, it was
so
growing
if we
fast.
didn't do something, the staff would have ended up leaving because it was uncomfortable, and it was as simple as that.
It was on top of each other.
Yeah, we was on top of each other. So straight away, I'm onto our landlord again, going, you better give me the flat, 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 give me the flat. And I think I text her every day saying, give me the flat for about 9 months.
Eventually, we got the flat.
Eventually, she gave me the flat, yeah. And we actually found out we could knock through. So we knocked through, didn't we? So that's when I said earlier about the back door is now our back door.
Yeah.
So we got upstairs. So I'm like, right, this is going to be the education space, blah, blah, blah. This is what I'm going to do with this room. Didn't happen. So now Cade and Julie are upstairs, aren't they?
Yeah, Beauty's upstairs.
Beauty's upstairs. And again, we have no space for education.
We've now turned the cellar into our stock room.
Stock room and office. Yeah. And I tell you what, my bunda is growing, going up them 7 steps every day.
I think we've all got asses now.
We have, haven't we?
Even Serena.
Even Serena, and she looks like she's been fucking steamrolled. So I think, like, from us moving to that shop, who then came along? So it was Jade, Shan, Laura came back again.
Gemma,
Kylie, Hannah, who's now gone. But,
Hannah.
yeah, Hannah. That's another pod story. I might even invite her on. No, I won't. Kelsey. Yeah, well, Kelsey wasn't. She just sort of came to the shop one day and never left. It was really weird. No, she was a lovely girl, sorry. But she just seemed to start working. No, it was just like one day she was there. And then she was just there again the day after.
I can't remember how she ended up being there.
I can. And then she was just there all the time. And then I remember at one point, someone was coming to say, oh, Kelsey can't come in today. I'm like, why does she work here? I was like,
Who's Kelsey?
Who's Kelsey? Yeah. And then all of a sudden she was just there all the time. But obviously, I think Kelsey, I don't think this industry was for her. Just she didn't realise it yet. And I was happy to help her to try and get her to make her think the industry was for her.
Yeah.
Until she came to the realisation that this isn't for her.
Yeah.
And that was that. But honestly, though, like I'm going to sound really ignorant now, but me family are me day oneers, me staff that are there, where I know for a fact if I rang them and said, I've got no money, I'm going to pay my bills, they'd be the first people to go, I'll help you.
Yeah, of course.
I know they would. I know, and down. So I think when new people come on board now, like, I am a little bit distant at first just because you can't fuck with a formula.
No.
Like, they have to fit. And it's going to sound horrible. Me and you have kissed a lot of frogs to find our princes.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Because one different personality can throw the whole entire formula and everyone wants to kill each other.
Yeah,
That's how it is. And, like, because I'm very much like, how do I describe me as this way? 10 people could tell me they don't like somebody and I will not follow the crowd. I will make my own judgment.
Yeah, you will.
You will. I will make my own judgment. I will not listen to anything of anyone. And if I like them, I'll stand by them. And it's simple as that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let a group collective tell me how to think.
No.
Typical Aquarius. Literally a typical Aquarius, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we've had a few times where, like, they've annoyed the team, but then I get defensive because I'm like, well, no, you're saying that because they're saying that, and you're only saying that because they're saying that. So I want you to give this person another chance.
Yeah.
And then the shop's virtually on fire.
Burn it down.
Yeah, so I've been burned a couple of times, haven't I, in that respect. So, like, now I'm very much like, I'll keep my distance. I'll let them come to me. We have managers and stuff in place now. We're there to manage them and help them and get them on board. And they're that sort of like, and before I give them a bit of me again, I want to know that they're here to stay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that we have staff who come and go. Like, we've had people there, been there 5-6 years now, haven't we? And I don't think we've recruited since Isabel.
No, we haven't actually.
No. Oh, and Leone. Yeah. Isabel went like this then. I went to remind me of Leone. For some reason, I thought you and Leone started at the same time then.
Yeah, I thought,
yeah. So like, yeah, but when people was there and like, Emma had come to me and she's like, so I'm just going to say this person's name because it was nothing bad, but she's no longer working there. She went, oh, by the way, I'm just letting you know that Grace isn't going to be in next Friday. And I went,
I remember this.
I went, who? I'm like, what, is a client cancelling or something in my diary? And she was like, no, Grace, she can't make it on Friday. So I'm like, so have I got someone in Grace? And she's like, Kyle, she's worked here for 6 months. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's
Do you remember when
sake.
she come in her first day and was like, hi, who you booked in with? She never went, she's actually here to work here.
She's
You
here
went,
to-
all right.
No, I don't. It's because obviously we're all on the salon floor together.
Yeah.
But Abby's been an off and had a baby and stuff. So Abby's also now got another full-time job role of being a mum. Raising for me, obviously, like social media's taking off. I'm back to back in the salon, education, and all these other things now that are pulling me away. The management system we have in place needs to be in place for a reason, just because simply we've not got time to do it.
Yeah.
As well as doing clients full time as
Yeah.
well. So that's why I let them do a lot of it now, because I think it's important that we trust these people who have been with us a long time and they smash it, don't they?
Yeah.
They absolutely fucking kill it.
Yeah, we have a good system involved.
No, we
as
have an
well.
amazing system
Yeah.
involved. Like, and without our people, we would have been fucked and we wouldn't be where we are.
No. Right, thank you, Kyle, for letting me host your show today. We've done so well for each other in the salon and stuff.
Made
so
that like we was fucking lovers, then we've done so well for each other.
we basically are, but not in the lovers.
Yeah, yeah. She's my full-time wife about being my wife. But yeah, no, I agree. Like, even me and you as business partners, you need a certain formulation for it to work. Like, many people who go into business together, the friendship normally never survives, but ours definitely have. Like, you are my sister, I'm my best friend. Like, you are, I can ring you with anything, and I can also be very direct with you. And you understand, saying this way too.
Yeah, but we've been through a lot. We've gone through our highs, gone through our lows. We've cried together. We've laughed together.
Even in life, though, mate, like what we've overcome, like, this was never handed to us.
No,
do you know what I mean?
we've
We've
built
had to
this.
fight tooth
Yeah.
and nail to get where we are. Like, if we had the time to tell everyone every single downfall that we've had, like, people would be like, oh my God, I want to close shop then. But we never gave up.
No,
we
we've never gave up.
Never ever will. But no, Abby, thank you for hosting today. I'm sure you'll see a lot more of Abby as we come, and probably seeing Abby a lot more stressed, because being my business partner is not a fucking easy ride.
It's not.
It's really, really not. And yeah, and we've done things a little bit differently this week, but next week, or next episode I should say, we'll be back on track. And if you do want to get in touch with us, remember it's at thatsalonpodcast@gmail.com. And I've still not learnt the fucking number. Isabel, what's the number?
07356 086 509.
And again?
07356 086 509.
And let's do it one more time for good luck.
Oh,
I'm joking,
God.
I'm joking. Don't. Yes.
Can I just say as well, I know I said it last time, but if everyone, I don't know why I'm holding the mic.
I know you like you're about to start singing into it, Rach.
If everyone can like, comment, subscribe, comment on the YouTube videos, share them, share all the reels, everything like that. That'd be great. And writing the reviews on Spotify, Apple really helps. So thanks.
Yeah, thank you guys. And if you want to stick around for a quick post-credit scene, please do. So, Abby,
Yes, Kyle.
do you know, like you said, we needed a bigger space?
Yeah.